Okay, in page 2, part B, it's all about dividing fractions. And what you have to remember for dividing fractions is stick the first one, flip the second one, and multiply. So I've left the first fraction alone, I've flipped the second fraction, and I've changed the division to a multiply. Then it's just like we did before. 1 times 6 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15. And on your calculator, or just by knowing both are divisible by 3, it cancels to 2/5. So I stick the first one, I flip the second one, and I multiply. Change the division to multiply. 2 times 21 is 42, and 7 times 10 is 70. I put it into the calculator, and it gave me 3/5. Just to remind you, I could also have done it like this. 2 goes into itself once and into 10 5 times. 7 goes into itself once, to itself 3 times. Multiply the tops, 3 and 3/5. Okay, now remember we had mixed numbers, we had to change them into improper fractions. Well, if you get regular numbers, you also need to change them into fractions. So here, actually that's supposed to be a division sign, so let me just change that to a division sign. We've got 4/5 divided by 8, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it into a fraction by making it 8 over 1. 8 over 1 is equal to 8. Then I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply. Multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms, okay, and you're going to get 1/10. Here we're going to stick, okay, flip, multiply, and 11 goes into 11, giving you 1, so you end up with 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. You might have also had 44 over 44, okay, which is also equal to 1. Look at this bottom one, stick the first one, flip the second one, multiply. 4 times 9 is 36, and 5 times 8 is 40. And I'm just going to use my calculator, be a bit lazy. What was it? 36 over 40. And I get 9/10. Okay, carrying on, I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply. And just to save a bit of time, but sometimes it's actually faster than using a calculator. I'm going to get 19 over 16. And that one, you can see that here I've got an improper fraction. So what I'm going to do is going to go 19 over 16, press equals, and it doesn't cancel it down. Okay, but I do need to give it as a mixed number. So what I'm going to do is, remember, shift, then SD, and we get 1 and 3/16. Okay, so 1 and 3/16. Here we're going to convert these into improper fractions. Now, let me show you how to do it with a calculator, and then the next one I'll do it properly. So this one is doing the lazy way, so I'm going to type in. Now remember, whatever you do, do not do this. Don't do 2/3 and then put a 1 in front. Okay, that is totally and utterly wrong, right? 1 and 2/3 is not equal to 2/3. Okay, you have to use the mixed number button, which is the yellow thing above it. So shift there, and then go 1 and 2/3, press equals, and then to change this, I'm going to press shift SD, that gives me 1 and 2/3. So okay, so we've got 1 and 2/3 is equal to 5/3, so that's equal to 5/3. And again, I'm going to go mixed number button, 2 and a half is 5 over 2, so that's divided by 5 over 2. And then I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply, which gives me 10 over 15, which I can cancel down using my calculator. giving me 2/3. Okay. Now I did that with a lot of help from the calculator. I've done enough working to get full marks though. Here I'm going to do it the proper way. So 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 gives me 16 over 5. And 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8 over 3. Then I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply. And you can see that 8 goes into itself once and into that twice. This gives me 6 over 5. And you need 5/5 to make a whole, so that would give me 1 whole and an extra 1/5. Okay, so this one I'm going to do, so this is a regular number and it needs to be changed into a fraction. So I'm going to put it over 1. And so I'm going to get 25 over 1 divided by, and this one I'm going to cheat, I'm going to go 2 and 1/7. So mixed number button, remember, 2 and 1/7 is 15 over 7. That's what we're going to go, 15 over 7. So that's 15 over 7. I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply. Okay, and I'm going to multiply the tops. 25 times 7, I'm going to use a calculator for that. Gives me 175. 1 times 15 is 15. And then I'm going to do 175 over 15 is equal to, and it gives me 35 over 3. I'm going to write that as, I'm going to show this working out here. And then to change it back into a mixed number, remember it is shift, okay, shift, and then the SD button. So shift and the SD button gives me 11 2/3. Okay, and then the last one I'll do properly, which gives you 2/3. Okay, divided by, well, 2 times 9 is 18, plus 2 is 20 over 9. I'm going to stick, flip, and multiply. And that gives me, 1 goes into that 10 times, 3 goes into itself once and into that 3 times, and that gives me 3/10.